Hi, friends. In our time together today, I'm introducing After the Battle of Aughrim. It's listed on the session website as a march, and I've seen some people play it almost as a reel, but we're going to call it a march. And I want to walk through the tune and teach us how it goes because it's really beautiful. I'll introduce the tune standing so that you can watch my hands. We'll think through any challenges you might experience in learning the tune. Talk about ornamentation and expression, which I think is kind of fun with this one. We'll then talk about any of the history of the tune we might know. And I'll add a link at the very top of the notes to this video so that you could download the music for this tune if you'd like to use that. So, there are quite a few versions of the tune, but most of them come off of the same basic framework of the core of the tune. And so that's really what I'll be following. I've tried to craft what really seems to be about the most common basic framework of the tune, the core. And I think it's pretty much the same as I found in a couple of places on a couple of traditional websites. The tune has an A part and a B part. Each repeats. And so what I'll do is I'm going to walk us through the A part, then walk us through the B part, and then play the entire tune with repeats in the play along with Scott section. So, here is the A part. Alrighty, that's the A part. Very straightforward. In some ways, you might think easy. You do have to play up to the second octave, A, but it's a tune with a lot of opportunity for expression. Let me introduce the B part now. And as usual, I'm accentuating my fingers a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. Now I'll play the entire tune after the Battle of Aughrim with the repeats. right, so I'm actually adding chapters to the video so that you could go back to the A part and listen to it a couple of times, play along with me to really learn it, slow the video down if you need to even more, and then do that with the B part. And then the play along with Scott section is actually intended for you to come back and play along with me. Go through it with me as many times as you need to get that tune into your brain and your fingers. So, all right, let's think through any troubles you might experience. Depending upon your whistle, because not all whistles are as easy to play on the upper octave, and your time in playing the whistle, that second octave A and the second octave B that you've got to play could be a little difficult, but this is a great tune to work on it. And if it's a great challenge for you, just keep going through. It's okay. You've got to work on these things. So now, there aren't any other really great challenges from a note transition standpoint, or complexity from the speed. So I think that's probably all you might experience. Ornamentation and Expression, it's really a fascinating tune. Emotionally, I think. I love the intensity of the tune, and I love the different ways you could play it. So, and I'm going to ornament it differently depending upon how I played it. I'm going to, in a day or two, play the tune for us, and I'm going to try both ways. You see, I've heard the tune most often played a little quickly. See, it's a little, and sometimes even a hair faster than this, but I think it's beautiful that way. I've also heard the tune played very thoughtfully and just sitting on those beautiful tones. See, what do you like better? And if you're playing with somebody else, as I say sometimes, then you've got to play it at the pace that they want to play it. And again, there are a number of settings. If you're playing with other people, don't expect them to play the exact setting that I'm sharing with you. But if you learn this setting, then you can be flexible in doing something else. So, and again, I'm going to play it in a day or two. Actually, at both paces, at the slower, I think I'm going to start off in a slow, emotive way, probably on my low D, and then move into that little faster tone, faster pace, and I'll probably use the high D for that. I don't know. Sounds fun to me right now, at least. As far as the history of the tune goes, we don't really know much of the origins of the music itself. There are some old tunes that seem like they're most likely this tune at an older version. It appears in some compilations like in the middle of the 18th century. Slight variations off of the theme of the tune, but so similar that it's probably an old version. And then the tune as we know it gains popularity, and it was probably popular then, but becomes more popular now in the internet world, and a few popular bands have made it popular as well. So we really don't know much about the history of the tune itself. Aughrim, the Battle of Aughrim is reference to, this is back in 1691. The native Irish people had a couple of great victories over the invading British. And over in the Boyne Valley, or just south of there, just a smidge north of Dublin, there were some good victories, and then battles were had other places. And Aughrim is a small place in County Galway, over on the west coast, and there was a battle there that the English won, and so this is a song of after the Battle of Aughrim, which is why I like, that in the Return from Fingal, which is like sadness mixed with joy because the king was killed, but they won. This one, I feel like that's why I like the thoughtful sadness approach, with the slower pace. But I also think since it's played quickly so frequently, I think you've got to do that as well. So I think it's a brilliant tune. I wish we knew more in the history. And you can look up the Battle of Aughrim yourself, and learn a little bit more. So anyway, I hope you love this great tune. I really enjoy it. I think it's a blast to play. And I'm excited to get to do it. I think actually, and I apologize for not saying, one of our friends actually shared this with me and recommended that I look at it. So off the top of my head, I forget. My deepest apologies. I think I know, but I don't want to guess and get it wrong. Thank you, friends. Dive into this tune. And until next time, this is Scott Shade. Happy Low D whistling.